We are
Yes!
back. Gaza B, how are you doing?
I'm good, my friend.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yes, good.
That's a good start.
We go then, Gary. The reason for the delay was I had when I was trying to go live, I don't know what's happened to my package, but since the last time that we've done it, it was coming up. You kind of do it on Twitter. You kind of do it on this. I don't know. It's probably Kia Storm. I put in Stop Rivet in it. Anyway, right, we're back. We'll just quickly touch on the local clubs, Gary, because quite a success yesterday, really. Sunderland winning 2-0 down in, was it Cardiff?
Sunderland won 2-0 yesterday away from home. Good start for them. Joint top. Good start.
Look, 9, however you say it, scoring in the first half and Jay Clark in the second half. Good start for them. And also for Middlesbrough at home, who were playing Swansea and the 1-1 thanks to E. Latte Laugh. Penalty. Ashington drew 1s each. Blythe Spartans drew 2s each. But I need to have an announcement for the newly formed Lymouth team, who beat the local rivals Ellington 4-0, I believe. And I think the Ellington team's actually managed by a Lymouth lad, isn't he? The brother.
Tommy brother.
Tommy brother.
Tom played for Lymouth his whole life. That'll kill him, Matt.
Can't believe it.
Absolutely kill
him. And then there was another game, obviously, yesterday that we'll just quickly touch on. Was Man City and Man United, mate. We obviously had an absolute nightmare getting down there. We got in for the second half. We didn't miss much by the looks of it in the first half. The second half, I think Man United were the better team. Ahmed Diallo looking really, really well. The changes came. We took the lead. Couldn't see it out. Littlest man on the pitch equalised for them. And then Johnny Evans' ball's still travelling. I think Elon Musk's going to sponsor that. What did you make?
I think I heard it hit Chris Dobie on the head at some point the day, did it not?
Aye, lying on a sunbed by a pool and the ball's in him on the back of the head.
I think that was the crap.
I can't wait to see the videos of that, to be fair, mate.
There'll be some good memes.
When I seen him stepping up, to be honest with you, like 90% of us was thinking he's gonna miss, but you want him to score, didn't you? Because he was only supposed to come in to get fit, and then he absolutely oh my God, I'm sure he hit Rosette.
Penalties aside, though, Melly. Penalties aside. I mean, for Johnny Evans being a 37-year-old, he had Haaland in his back pocket all day. Anyone else that disagrees, you don't know what you're talking about. He actually did. I thought he'd done fantastic. He reads the game so well, and I can see exactly why they've got him in there.
Aye, absolutely, mate. I mean, you've got to play him, the case of when they're not fit, he comes in and plays, and he does a job. There's no doubt about it, he does a job. But like you say, he's 37, he's been run the block, and any decent quick striker's going to absolutely annihilate him. I just think yesterday's obviously a glorified friendly, like we said. I don't think any of them were in fifth gear by any means.
Yeah, you could tell it was a lot of it was off the pace. But back to the Johnny Evans thing, if you notice how much better Harry Maguire plays when Johnny Evans is there, that's because the play's so deep. There's no space in behind, and I think that'll be the thing with the Delict one, because obviously I know we're going to probably get to that later on, but we need to start playing a deeper line, and that's what we've done yesterday. Even when they did break on we dropped that quick, and there wasn't that space in behind that Haaland likes. And if Haaland's faced up against defenders, he's shite. If he's one-on-one, he's mint, and that's the difference, really. But Johnny Evans, you kind of slate the bloke for missing that pen. It was crap. He'll not shite. But all in all, I think it was a good run out. I think second half, that was what we've seen. We had way the better chances and should have won the game. We didn't. Again, you're relying on Rashford playing as a number 9. I don't understand why the young kids that were just bought wasn't on the pitch, but I don't know, maybe he's got a bit of a niggle or something, or I don't know.
Probably.
But anyways, roll on to the next one. But anyways, one of the people I spoke to, I thought were done really well, and everyone thinks we should have won the game. But I've spoken to.
I came away like a little bit gutted, but not as gutted as I normally am when United lose. Like, would have been nice to win the first trophy of the season, but lose on penalties, it's always 50-50 in it. Anybody can win. Anybody can go on and win it.
Definitely.
Mark Kenny, good evening, Melly. Been a follower since the Poppies and been here since. Loving the United podcast. Evening, Mark. It's not a United podcast.
Evening, Mark.
It's we cover everybody, although people do tend to tell us that we're going on about Man United a little bit too much, but that's probably because we're in the northeast of England. Yes, so Gary, we're back. We have a week's full of fixtures coming up. So on Friday, obviously in the Premier League, we've got Manchester United against Fulham. How do you see that going, mate?
It's hard at the beginning of the season, isn't it? You never know what you're sort of going to get, obviously. And now we've got a couple of players on the cusp, like to come in tomorrow. Apparently they're in for medicals. Like, is he going to rush them in? You look back at the Luke Shaw, like obviously he's the best left back by a million mile. He's went away to England in the Euros, which I'm sure we'll probably touch back on England at some point through the show, just to see what people's views were on that. But I don't know, where do you sit like on that Luke Shaw thing? Like he hasn't played since February for Man United, right? He's kept himself out the team, didn't play like obviously in the FA Cup final and stuff. He's went away with England, and then he ends up playing the last game and a half of the tournament to get himself a cup final for England, and then he's come back injured again. Like, what sort? Like, surely you've got to be putting your club first before your country. Like, you've got to, surely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody got on Jose Mourinho's back, didn't they? You know, when they were saying like Luke Shaw was no good for Manchester United. That's probably what he meant. Like, he's been proven right once again. You know, like, it's not very often that man opens his mouth and he talks bullshit. If he speaks something, it's normally the truth, and people don't like it. And that's why he is the way he is, why he's gone from club to club, because to get to that kind of level, you need to be a yes man. You know what I mean? And like, some managers aren't. Jose Mourinho definitely is not a yes man. So he says what he thinks, and he told us years ago, Luke Shaw is no good, get rid of him. But because he had a good season, you know, like, and he was all lapping, and he was doing his job. You know what I mean? In my opinion, mate, you know, look at Bruno Fernandes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody gets on his back, and yes, he could like pick. You're guilty of it as well. A few times, you know, like you'll say he's absolutely crap him. But I tell you what he is. He's there every week. Aye, and he's on the team sheet every week. You know what I mean? He's there. He's choosable.
Even when he's shite, he's running his ass on the ground. I get that. I just think I am hypercritical of him, and I get it. And you've got to be, because like at the end of the day, he's playing for Man United. He's the captain. Like, I know what he can do. So I do expect that of him. And like you say, I am critical of him at times, but his work rate I've never once criticised. But Luke Shaw, I just think. Anyways, back to it. Man United, Fulham at home. You've got to. I fancy you for a win. Like, you've got to. 3 points on the board, early doors. I'm gonna get him 3-1 or something. 3-1.
3-1. Wait, funnily enough, we've got somebody in the comments here saying it's gonna be 3-1 to Fulham. He's actually a Man United fan the last time I knew, unless he's like his mate, Richie, who come to Wembley with me for the Community Shield, or was it against Portsmouth years ago? 2 years later, I seen him at McDonald's with a tune short on. Couldn't write. Oh, you can't do a Man United tattoo on your leg, you idiot. I'm mental. Scoochie, get back on the pier, son. Honestly, you're mental. And Ferry says, hello, lads. Hello, Ferry. All right, Sean. Was it a win yesterday for Woodhorn?
Yes.
Over 40s, was it?
Yeah. 3-1.
3-1. Happy days. Nice to start the season on a win, eh? I'm going to go on, Gary, in relation to United and Fulham. You're going to laugh, but I'm gonna go on 4-0 out.
Ooh.
I think we've had a bad pre-season if you look at it. You know, we got beat off Liverpool, beat off Arsenal. Normally we have a pretty good pre-season and end up having a shit start of the season. This year it's gone the other way. We've had a shit pre-season. I think we'll have a good start of the season. And also another fact, the last 3 teams to lose the Community Shield went on to win the league.
4.
What do you reckon? 20
I'm
quid.
going to take that with a pinch of salt, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Aye, look, call the show now on 07469710070. Join in the crack with me and Gary. Give us a ring. We'll try this new system out that I've got. Hopefully it works. I
will let you know that is chicks for dicks, but it's
yeah. Right. Aye. So next Saturday, the first game on the Saturday, Ipswich against Liverpool. Ipswich is at home.
Like you said, like pre-season's crazy, and because Liverpool looked like really, really good. But Ipswich at home, they're gonna have the backs up. Like they've like absolutely flew through that league, haven't they? Totally unexpected. Won it. Kieran McKenna, obviously, Ollie's number 2. He's done so good there. Brought a few players in over the summer. He signed a new deal, and at home, it's going to be it could be a potential banana skin. You'd expect Liverpool to win, but how could happen, couldn't it? Is it an early kickoff as well?
Early kickoff, 12:30. Well, it should be all right though, because Jurgen Klopp's not the manager, is he? So this Arnie Snot might actually like early kickoffs. You know what I mean? I mean, like you say, it's hard to predict the first game of the season, but you know, if they're gonna be up for any game, they're gonna be up for the first game, especially at home, aren't they, in the Premier League? So is the crowd. The crowd's gonna be buzzing.
First game back in the Premier League.
Aye, absolutely. I'd like Ipswich to win. I think Liverpool will win, but I'm gonna go in for a 1-1 draw.
I was going to say,
did you say? What are you going for?
I was going to say a 1-1 draw, wishful thinking, but I think Liverpool will probably take it. I think it'll be 2 or 3-1.
Right. A couple of more messages here. Yes, mate, it was Richie Bolton. He's still Man United through and through, just not playing well, so he's gone against them. And Richard Bolton, stay with the tune, mate. Terry Haglerton. The crack with Guy is why is it taking ages? I would love him in the fold. Like, hello, lads, by the way. Hello, Terry, Harry, mate.
Hello, Terry.
Right, we're gonna get onto the transfers and stuff in the second half of the show. We're just gonna blast through the opening fixtures, and then we'll crack on with some ins and outs and what we've heard and what's people talking about and stuff. Second game in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. So we've got Arsenal and Wolves. Arsenal at home, Gary.
Well, I don't know. Have you seen much of Wolves? Like just on Twitter and that, like I've seen like some of the players that have been down through the summer brought a few good players in, and they're playing some excellent football. I think it was it Betis or Valencia or something, like Spanish side, and absolutely ripped them to bits. I was watching this goal, just like tick-a-tack stuff, and they were excellent. Like I think that'll be a tough game. But away from home, I'm going to say, I think they might get a draw. I'm going to put them doing for a draw, maybe it's 1-1.
I can't see now but an Arsenal win. Not that I want it. But I'm on the same level as you, as in like seeing Wolves play pre-season. I've never paid much attention, to be honest with you, but Arsenal at home, you would expect them to be favourites, and I probably think they're going to win 3-1, mate. I think they'll just have too much for them. They like playing there, doing it at Emirates. It's that. Old Trafford used to be for Man United, didn't it?
Are you surprised that they haven't won for a striker though, at number 9?
I can't believe it.
I thought that was the only position where you could strengthen them, like from last season, and they went and spent 50 million on a centre half, where I thought that was their strongest, and I just like I don't get it.
It's mental. It's like, can you remember City? They were desperate to win the Champions League, but they were playing without a striker, weren't they? Can you remember?
Aye.
They went away and they bought Haaland, and you knew as soon as they bought Haaland that they would win it.
Won the
And that's
Champions League.
exactly what they did. They went away.
It looks like Arsenal.
Exactly the same. So if you didn't make them sacrifices and you didn't, gone out and buy, then you could,
Not just the Champions League, but I think put a good striker in at Arsenal. I think even Premier League, 'cause I think City won't be as strong as they were last year.
you know what it is though. We say that every year, don't you?
Aye.
Everybody does.
I think De Bruyne is going to be away, and I don't think they're going to be able to replace him. I still think it.
I hope you're right. But I am going for an Arsenal win. Moving on to Everton. Everton are playing Brighton. It's got draw written all over it, hasn't it?
It has. Everton's obviously lost the midfielder. Who they brought in, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Which is subject that actually in it, with the PIF and that, and everybody's gone on about them. And I think they'll end up losing Jared Banthwaite 100%. I don't know where he's going to go into, but I don't think he'll stay. There's been too many people in for him, and the unrest's there, so it's probably going to be better if he does go new. But like you say, I don't think they brought anybody in.
Nah, they're going to struggle big time there, I think. They needed to spend money regardless, and they haven't got it. I think the stadiums fell through. I think I can't say I'll put a Brighton win, to be honest. I'm going to go on 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. I'm going to go on 2-1 Brighton. I think Everton will score early on, but I think Brighton will come back into it and nick it.
Having said, you know what I'm just thinking there? Brighton lost. Not many people really talk about him. Now that Pascal Gross, absolutely excellent midfielder, and he's went to Dortmund. I didn't realise he was like 33 years old or something. He might even be a little bit older. But what a player he is, and he just comes unnoticed. But he does he's mint in the middle of the park, and they're gonna miss him massively. And I know Napoli want that Billy Gilmore, who's playing alongside him. If he lose your core in midfield, in once, it's hard to replace that.
Who's the Inona? So is he staying at Everton?
No, he's went to Villa.
He's left.
So he's went to Villa for 50 million in.
Jesus.
So Everton's lost him, and then Brighton's lost potentially their midfield. So it's the most important place of the park, isn't it? Really.
Aye. So there's two potentially struggling teams there, isn't there? And talking about potential struggling teams, the next game is Newcastle against Southampton. Another two teams that might struggle this year, I think.
Newcastle at home against Southampton. Newcastle they've got to be winning that game. Newly promoted team. I'm thinking 3-0 Newcastle or something. I think they'll have way too much for Southampton. But again, newly promoted team, you don't know what you're sort of going to get there. So,
I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton.
Oh yeah,
aye, 100%. Can't see anything other than a Southampton win. I mean, Newcastle's coming back off the back of obviously they've just won the trophy for the second time in the year. The
Salah Cup.
What?
The Salah Cup.
Salah Cup. Is that what it's called? So they may be buzzing. There may be. I mean, bless Kieran Trippier. He shared the what do you call it with Bruno. The two of them lifted the trophy together. Yes. Oh, lift it with us, Bruno. Get in. So they may be buzzing. The momentum may take them to a win, but Southampton, when they win the Premier League, years ago, they were tough to beat. They were tough to beat. I don't know what they're gonna be like now, but again, you've got the new league syndrome. They're gone up to St James's Park. They'll be up for it. Do you know what I mean? If the Newcastle isn't, then the backs are gonna be against the wall because Southampton 100% will be up for it. I think it'll be 0-0 first half. It'll be a boring game likely, and then Southampton will nick one, and they'll just park the bus and they'll take the 3 points away from St James's Park. I think that if you have a different quarters, obviously, but if you have a look at the form of Southampton in the northeast years ago, I don't think there's very many times they came away with out. There was always a draw or Southampton win. If I remember rightly, I mean, feel free to call her or even message on the page if you don't want to get online and ring her and let us know if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure they've got a pretty good record up in the northeast. So you're going to go for a 3-0 win, did you say?
I think Newcastle, I think they'll be too easy.
Right, I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton. What we should do, Gary, starting from the day is watch this back, see what we'll pick, write it down, and we'll have a competition throughout the season, right?
Yeah.
And whoever wins, whoever loses pays for the last away of the season. Trains, hotels, tickets, the lot.
I normally do anyway, don't I?
Yeah, well, right. Nottingham Forest against Bournemouth.
Ooh, Forest. They have lost a few players as well, haven't they? And then Bournemouth have just lost Solanke, so it's one of them games. Like if it was in the backyard, you'd probably pull the curtains, wouldn't you?
But then his headphones, right, in case somebody rings in. Not that anybody has, but we've got Fazza on that on. Fazza, ring us up, man. Get on so I can see if this works. I was hoping the phone would never stop. Anybody's pretty rang.
What do you think about that? 65 million for Solanke?
In today's market, you know, he'd get you 20 goals a season.
Reckon?
Aye. 100%. 100%.
Forest at home, I'm gonna say a 1-1. I don't think it'll be a classic eye.
I'll probably gonna score draws wheel, but I'll go on 2s each. I think I'll be goals. I don't think either defense is up to much. So I'm gonna go on 2s each. Jeez, I've sat in the wrong place tonight, like
sweating.
I'll not be like this in December, man. Yeah, that's for sure. West Ham and Aston Villa finish off the Saturday night at 5:30.
Tell you what it is, that is gonna play out to be an absolute cracking game. Everyone, like the transfer window, them two have been mint. The players that they've both added their squads, I just think they look like teams that have got ambitions to like get to that next level. They really have. Like Villa, they're getting in the Champions League, and then adding to the squad, and then the same with West Ham. They're just buying like that Fulkrug. I think he will be excellent, like in the Prem. And I mean, he spoke about this, but he is probably one of the only number 9s left. Like since like Andy Carroll was probably the last one of his type that you can think of that like just bullies defenders, and I love it, me. But there's many around.
Out school number 9s.
I think he'll get like 20 goals a season or something, especially with Bowen and it's the other kid on there, Lanzini or no, it's him from Ajax. What he called Kudus. Two good players playing off him. I think they'll get a lot of goals. I think they're going to be hard to beat.
What are you going for?
I'm going to go for a West Ham win. Actually, I think 2 or 3-1.
You've got to take into consideration how good of a season Villa had. They'll still be buzzing off that. If you go back to last year, the first game of the season away for Villa, they obviously got trounced in off the two, and the tune turned them out completely. But I don't know. I think probably know a score draw. I'm going to go on 2s each.
2s each?
Mm-hmm. What did he go for?
3-1 Villa. West Ham. Home win.
Sunday, 2 games. First game kicks off at 2:00. Brentford against Crystal Palace.
Again, Palace went into the season, wasn't it?
But they've lost. Elise and who's the centre half?
Is he away? Is he to Fulham?
Aye.
Is he Anderson?
Well, why you would though? because they reckon I was in the toilets with the Palace fans, right? And they were saying, this manager that came in, he was absolutely unbelievable. He says, like, it's not by chance that we're playing the way we're playing. This guy actually knows what he's talking about. Like he's got them playing to all their strengths. We went down there. Honestly, we were absolutely bullied. And I thought if they can keep a hold of them, they're going to be strong next season. But they cannot. They have to sell. They need money. So, and then obviously you've got that.
Mateta's been at the Olympics, hasn't he? The striker, so I don't know. There could be without him as well, like for a bit. I don't know.
Is there?
Obviously, and Ezzy is still there, but I don't know.
Obviously, you've got because that Gooey, isn't he? He plays for them, doesn't he?
Wait.
Aye.
He's
gone him.
What, the Newcastle?
I don't know if it's Newcastle or Villa.
No, it is Newcastle.
Come in and, like,
$6 million bid, but we'll know better on Sunday if he's in the team or if he's not. Then he's in the plans. If he's not, then he's probably subject to go. But Palace, I don't know. I'm going to go and score draw again. I really don't know. I don't know how it's going to pan out. Like few players missing as well, I think so.
I'm going to go for ones each as well.
Are you?
Aye. Big game, 4:30. Chelsea at home to Man City on the Sunday.
I mean, I don't understand how can Chelsea just keep buying players? Like, what is going on? I didn't get it.
Our 10-year, man. 7 to 10 year. If you divide that out, our 7 to 10 year, they're getting them all on payment plans. People think, it's 100 million. It's not. It's 10 million.
I never thought. I thought they'd stop doing that. I thought you couldn't do that anymore.
Well, they've just done it. They've just bought somebody else on a 7-year contract.
So why is everyone else not doing that?
I don't know, mate. This guy is absolutely like clued up to the hilt. This is a bully.
Aye.
He is clued up to the hilt and knows exactly what he's doing. Everybody else is stupid and falling behind. Make of that what you will, mate, but he's not going to keep doing it if he thinks that.
Well, not that I agree with buying 20 players every transfer window, like, because I think that's crazy in itself. And they're not getting any better. If anything, they're getting worse because, like, they've never got the same team out. And I don't understand how he thinks he's going to be able to keep all them players happy to start with. And then he just keeps adding and adding and adding and adding. And you're thinking, well where's it going to stop? Like, I can't say what a Man City win, to be honest. Chelsea, they got absolutely battered 4-0 off Celtic in pre-season. They've got beat off Real Madrid. They're playing this afternoon. I don't know what the score is, but they've looked crap. Celtic absolutely humped them. And they had a strong team with. And then, for an English club to do what, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but to do what they have done to Conor Gallagher, like sort of forced him out of his boyhood club. And you got kids on like going into the game the day and they're like doing interviews and like practically crying, saying like they don't understand like why he's being pushed, like favourite player, like they loved him and like why is he not like part of the plans and stuff. And they're just like, for that to be one of your own, you bring them through all the ranks. And then you force them out. Like it's crap to see. Like I think
it's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Like
that's what the game's become, and it's pointless. It's pointless we're complaining about it because we're all still down to the match and we'll pay the money and we'll let them continue to date. So it's always going to happen. It's a money game now. It's not about passion. I know the only thing left in football I've always said is us, the fans. Mm-hmm. You'll support them through crap, good, whatever. You'll be there. Like. A good player, as soon as the backs are against the wall, they're away. They get a bit more money. They're gone. There's no loyalty. The only loyalty left is in the fans, and it's us that spoilt it really because when they put the prices up from £10 to £20, we think, it's 20, we'll go, we'll do it. They're black and white. You know what I mean? It's blackmail. It's and they've getting away with it, They introduced the Premier League. The Premier League is like sell its soul to Sky Sports and whoever else, and just eventually you're in the position that we're in now, where money is the main objective in football.
Aye, but
Because there's not.
I don't think what they've brought in is better than him. Like, it's like the opinion as well. Like, I don't see why you're forcing somebody to bring someone. Like, they've brought that Dewsbury Hall in from Leicester and said he's ultimately a better player than what you are. But he's not in the England squad. He's not playing for England.
To be fair, Conor Gallagher shouldn't be neither.
No, but you can see why he's there, because he's like a bit of a like a Cantier sort of player. He's an engine room, like. But I don't.
Never once did he come on at the Euros and go, "Get in here, Conor Gallagher." And I bet you nobody in the country did.
No,
Honestly,
but like he's got his strengths. He has got his strengths.
Eh?
He's got his strengths. If you play him in the right place, like he'll sweep and he'll like protect the back.
Well, that's better out there. He could have took better.
What Dewsbury Hall? They've just spent 40 million. They've just spent 40 million.
Madison is a much better player than him and creates a lot more.
But they've just spent 40 million on a Leicester player from the Championship for 40 million and sold him for 35 million euros.
Aye. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with that part of it.
However,
it is mental.
It is true.
Obviously, these are multi-billionaires. They know what they're doing. You know what I mean, mate? They're doing it for a reason.
Hold on. I don't think so.
Geordie Tune for Life. Yeah, all right, mate. He's watching on YouTube. He says, yes, but your maximum you can spread the money over is 5 years, but the player can have a 10-year plan. It goes down over 5 years on the books. In other words, the transfer fee is over a max of 5 years, but the player's wages, etc., can be over 10 years if they want.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What, so they can leave after 5 years, but you're still paying them for the next 5?
Well, unless like you get that in the new contract when you sell it, they take that on. I would think so, like, which is why it's knackered, mate, man. Honestly, football's absolutely knackered. If you watch the, what do you call it though? Like the Scottish Premier League, that's absolutely like, even the football still like, yeah, the football. It's shite if you're wanting like the Sky Sports presentation. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the ultimate like bullshit that you listen after at half time and all that, where they're like, they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. They're just obviously good speakers and people like buy into their shite. But the Premier League, when you watch it up in Scotland, like they're all playing for the badge. They're not playing for the pudding nuts. You can guarantee, like, most of them are coming off the pitch, and if you're scoring them out of 10, they're gonna be like, if you're being like normal and not thinking, well, they're not Ronaldo, they're not Son, whoever, you'd rate them 7 out of 10 because they're leaving everything on the pitch because they're still playing for the badge. They're not playing for the money. Whereas you come to the Premier League, and honestly, half the time they're not even getting touched, man, and they're rolling for miles. It means that much. It means that much now to get the points, to not get relegated, to get promoted, to get in the Champions League, to get the Europa League, to get the fans to buy the shirts with their names on the back. That's what it's all about now. It's not about the it's not about the football anymore. It's all about like points on the board or selling shirts or whatever. You know what I mean? It's gone. Football is gone in the Premier League, in my opinion. I'll still go and I'll buy into the system. You know what I mean? Because obviously, when you love someone, when you love something, then you love it, don't you? You just gone, and that's what they're using against you. Yeah, they're using that against you. I think it's only a matter of time before the Super League comes in. There'll be no questions asked. There'll be nobody able to pull up any kind of fight. It'll just happen. That's what they're aiming for.
Opinions are opinions, but right, moving on.
What did I say anyway? What did he say for Chelsea, Man City? I think Chelsea will beat City.
Do you?
I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea.
Oh, 3-1 City.
Right. Last game of the week, and then we'll hit the adverts before we can crack on about some transfers in and out, and we'll talk about the England Euros and stuff. Leicester against Tottenham, Monday the 19th of August, 8 p.m. kickoff.
Tottenham 2, Leicester 0.
Tottenham 2, Leicester 0.
Yep. easy. I think comfortably as well. Like, aye, they've lost their best midfielder obviously in that Dewsbury hole, and they've lost their manager.
He's not
Like,
that good. He's not as good as Conor Gallagher.
wait, aye, exactly. But he's a championship player, isn't he?
Has he
So,
bought anybody? We're gonna get onto that anyway in a minute.
wait, Diego Simeone thinks he's better than him, and he's won the Champions League and the Liga.
Who?
Simeone,
Did he?
oh yeah,
Who he?
Atletico.
They won the Champions League.
Did they not beat Real Madrid in the Champions League about 4 or 5 years ago?
I don't think Real Madrid's ever lost a final, have they?
Have they not?
Nah, I don't think so. Might be wrong though, because obviously we're just winging it.
Well, they've won La Liga, definitely.
Uh-huh.
And they've pushed them all the way like a few times, so I'm just saying, like...
He's good. We
like,
haven't met United.
That's more than me,
Players with heart up here, Melly, nothing compared to down England. 20 million, not 10. My finger pressed the wrong number. 20 million transfer fee is 10 million over 5 years, but I'd have been Geordie Toon for life. You lost his mate. My point proven. Gallen says, what did he say? Isn't that what we are watching here? Yes, yeah. Gallen, ring us, man. Ring us so we can see if this works. But ring us after the adverts. We're going to hit the ads. We've come at next week.
You still have jet lag? He's still in Thailand, him?
Yeah, he was back on
yesterday.
2 days ago now, I think. New adverts coming up. I hope this works. I've just literally done it before we come on air. Yeah, we're gone. Thanks very much. If you'd like to advertise with us like these following businesses have done, then get in touch with Melly or Gary. It's only $5 a show, and we're hitting on average, I would say, between 10 and 20,000 people per month. Support us, and we'll help support you. Melly's Carpets and Bed, 63 Station Road in Ashington. Free measures are available daily. You can call 01670 632216 or find us on Facebook. Melly's Carpets and Beds. Laying our reputation, one recommendation at a time. BA Commercials and Northeast Metals Limited, where you can get almost any used car part. The best prices is paid here for scrap vehicles and metals. They have containers to rent short and long term from just £30 per week, as well as plant hire and also commercial buildings for rent. Call during working hours on 07825 405 772. GB Glazing and Joinery Limited, based in Ashington, Northumberland, but covering the whole of the Northeast. CERTAS approved, who specialise in windows, doors, warm roofs, kitchen, conversions, and conservatories. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Services, who specialize in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping, and thermal installation systems. You can email your query to Martin. That's at martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk, or call during working hours on 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local community and Northumberland, and whose company values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours on 07985 203 094. Mates Rates Pro Cleaning, professional internal and external cleaning, both residential and commercial. Follow them on all social media platforms or call Nick on 07423 33496 during working hours. And last but not least, most cuts. You can call Lewis on 07519 077787. You can find him on Facebook, and you can also book through the Booksy app. You'll find them down in Newbiggin on Front Street, straight opposite Chisholm Bookmakers. Always look fresh when you get cut off Moz. if you'd like to advertise with us like these following businesses have done, then get in touch with Melly or Gary. It's only a $5 a show, and we're hitting on average, I would say, between 10 and 20,000 people per month. Support us, and we'll help support you. Melly's got...
Melly!
Lost Gary. Gary! Gary! Where's Gary?
Oh! There we are, lad. Had to sort the try, bud.
Let me cup.
Oh, there's still a cup.
Aye, Stella. A couple of points coming out here. So we've got Gallen said he's still out celebrating winning the Cellar Cup, and Billy Noble has said, for fuck's sake, lads, I would have thought Amanda Holden would have done your advert voiceovers. The loot you have. Hey, lad.
How are they going to get that in the cabinet next to the Intertoto?
I don't know.
They'll get a bigger one.
Melbourne went on a tour.
Oh,
with
party
the
bus.
And he said, can you show with the cups? And the tour guide took him to the kitchen. He couldn't make it up. Right, so let's have a look. Summer transfer window. If anybody's got any crack, get in touch with new. Please give her a ring. 07469 710070. You'll come on the show. Just be your voice, obviously. Give us some crack on any kind of summer transfer that you might have. Have you heard
What's up, mate?
Have you heard
any rumors?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, for us, Delict and Missouri look like they're about to go through tomorrow. Their medicals are booked in. Who was it? Remember that Diego Carlos that went to Villa centre half? I think he's been injured quite a bit though. He come from Sevilla. I'm sure Newcastle were linked with him. Apparently, Fulham want him.
Right.
But that's subject to that Anderson gone from Palace. I think he's going to go somewhere else, and there's like a bit of a loop sort of thing going on there.
Chelsea's obviously signed Neto from Wolves, 54 million. What do you think of that?
Good player, but he's injured a lot. Like he always seems to be. He is a good player, but I injured a lot. The thing with that one, like he plays in the same place as Mudryk. Obviously, they signed him for a lot of money. That Mudryk, and you're thinking you've got a new guy coming in, and then you're thinking, what you're just gonna, and then they're just spending again, and then what they're gonna do with that Mudryk? Because it's like Anthony for us, like we've got Anthony, which we spent a lot of money on. We've got Sancho that we spent a lot of money on, and none of them's anywhere near the first team. Like, what do you do with these players?
I know.
What do you do with them?
That Mudryk for me now, he's got something about him, mate.
Speed, but like he doesn't seem to be able to use it right, does he? Or is he playing the wrong positions? Or I don't know.
I know. I'm sorry if I'm thinking. I'm trying to get this up because last night obviously we were on my way back, so I heard some mad bloke that Manu will win the Ballon d'Or, but I believe he's been locked up for his own safety. Probably. This is what he's on with, by the way, because we're on my way back last night, so I'm gonna try and
put his picture on.
It might get blocked. I don't know. This might end up knocking
the show.
My video, but let's see if we can show it. Yeah, we're gone. Go on.
I would get to watch them play every day, home and away from Rome to Mandalay. That boy from Stockport that we all adore. Courtney main area win the Ballon d'Or. Yes!
That's what he's trying to get away. He's nuts, and he. Lad. Min crack though. Min crack. Heard Johnny Evans has signed a new 5-year deal. Martin Gallen, Chris Dobie, Mudrick signed an 8-year deal as well. He says he's laughing, absolutely laughing. I mean, we were saying before they're all getting 5 to 10-year deals. It's absolutely mental. But
I heard that
must be the way of them getting by PIF or something out of it now. He must know a loophole. He's got to know a loophole.
I heard that Johnny Evans signed a 5-year deal with Callaway on a sandwich. Was it? Was that not the crack?
My father rang it again. See, now what it is? As soon as he started digging holes with his boot, he says, I knew it was going to go an hour.
I did.
That's what the speedway drivers used to do. They used to dig holes with their boot, put that wheel in it, he says, and it would lift them. He says, so as soon as I seen him started digging holes, I knew he was going to lift it. I just had a bad feeling as soon as I don't even know. You've got Palestri there. Why is he not taking the next one?
I know.
But, ultimately it's going to come down to Evans anyway because he scores his goal. So then, he was going to have to take one ultimately, but not to worry. But like I said here on the way out, it wasn't Evans that lost with that Community Shield. It was Jadon Sancho. They had missed. We just needed to score with penalties and would won it.
It's easy to blame him, though.
Who?
Sancho.
Wait, who else you going to blame?
Well, Rashford should have put the game to bed in normal time.
But he didn't. It went to penalties.
Exactly. So you blame him before you blame the other.
Because in normal time, you can score a goal. Like we scored a goal with 4 minutes left to go and we're still chucking it away. You know what City's like? When City's backs are against the wall, they'll come at you. So it doesn't matter if we're 1-0 or 2-0 up. The game would have been totally different. Do you know what I mean? But because it's gone to penalties, all you need to score it. All you need to do, you're getting paid £300,000 a week. You're a professional footballer. You've played football since the age of 5. You've reached the highest possible level, right? All you've got to do from 12 yards, you've got this massive goal with a little keeper in the middle of it, right?
He's not little. He's not little. He's not little.
Well, it's still low compared to the goal. I bet you get 15 of him across that goal line, standing like this. You should be scoring. You should be scoring.
I don't think he took the worst pain, though. It wasn't a bad pain, I don't think. It could have been a little bit higher. But I don't think he took the worst pain. There was worse pains taken. He just got it saved, didn't he? But I do think, like, we should have beat them in normal time. We should have. Like, you shouldn't have the pins. Huh?
Did he not hit the post?
No, he tipped it onto the post.
Oh, did he?
He saved, he flicked it, it went under the post and then went across the line. He just got fingertips to it. That wasn't the worst pain under the lot. It wasn't.
Well, he lost it for one.
He didn't, man. Rashford did. He fucking it come off his shin. It come off his shin.
Rashford's
tap into the back post.
If Rashford scores, it's still in game time. They can still get back into it. They can't get back into it if Jadon scores and then we score the last one. They can't do it. And they'll look to take a 6 penalty. We've scored 5. You've scored 4. We're the winners. Jadon Sancho missed. And he missed on purpose because he's a little spoilt brat. And the quicker he's out of Manchester United Football Club, the better. Trust us. That's under 18s playing for women. That's better than him.
So why did they not leave Rashford on to take the pen instead of Sancho?
Well, you could
say
that.
He only brought him on for 2 minutes.
You could say that about a lot of them, but they made the changes that they did. But it was Sancho's thingy for me, like. What the fuck is a penalty? Attack. Highest possible level. The play for Man United, man. Stop thinking you're still the dogs. Bollocks. We had the worst possible season that we've had since the Premier League began. And you beat us by goal difference. Finished above 1 goal difference. Like
that's trophies.
Pardon me, but that's our worst possible season. That's your best ever season.
Melly. We've won more trophies in 2 years than they've won in their fucking lifetime.
Aye. A mental man, honestly.
And that they're at their best.
He's just saying, I'll agree with you on this one, like. Yeah, he agrees with you. Give a ring, man, Gallen. How are you? Get involved. I need to see this works. I've paid a fortune for this gear and nobody's even rang. How are you? Geordie Tune for life. Give a ring on the number The ball's just landed in my back garden. He says it must have been Evans' penalty just landing now. Yeah, what a boy. Brentford agree £27.5 million deal for Liverpool's Carvalho. Good signing, in my opinion. I like the kid. He reminded us of was it Coutinho they had?
Aye.
I just didn't think he got really into it, did he? He couldn't get into the swing of it. He wasn't really playing as often as you'd probably like to.
He went on loan, didn't he? I think he's been
he went on loan to Fulham, didn't he? I think.
But I think he's had good pre-seasons with Liverpool. He scored against us.
Aye.
But I don't know. They obviously didn't see him as like a starter, but how is it that other teams seem to be able to get good money for players? I would think you're forgetting, like the Toon, back in Newcastle they've getting 35 million for Anderson. That's probably played 20 odd games in the Premier League, injured most of the time, and they're getting 35 million for him. Do
you know why, Gary?
How are you doing that?
Because we would done our by what previous hierarchies. They're all on massive contracts, and nobody's going to pay that kind of money for them. Nobody. Anderson probably was only on about 30 grand a week, so you get 35 million for him because the people who are coming in are going, well, we can really negotiate this. He's only on 30 grand a week, so if we give them 35 million, we give him 50 grand. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if they've got to take into consideration, we Jadon Sancho's Jadon Sancho's for sale. They're wanting 30 million for him, and Harbody's on 300 grand a week. That's like an extra 12 million a year. Do you know what I mean? It's a much harder. So once we get rid of that and their deals is gone, you'll see a totally different flip side of it, mate. But at the minute, we're stuck with players who are on massive contracts, stupid money. We just can't get rid of them. Got a call? Should we take it?
Go on.
Yeah. What should be somebody for carpet? Hello? Hello, who's that? Geordie for life. I'll get you on, mate. I'll get you on 2 seconds. I've just paused you in case you were wanting carpet. Right, this is Geordie for life. Can you hear him? Geordie?
Hello.
Can you hear him, Gary?
I can hear you.
Aye. What's your crack, Geordie?
No, what's the game, the Cup Military Shield. However, man, just a glorified friend. Man, you should have won in 8 minutes. Let's be honest with it. With a better chance. But Gary mind is the brilliant. You cannot be Sancho from the penalty because that just scores even. It was up Evans to take the lead from United in the penalties. So our Rashford, he had easier chances what Sancho had.
So you're agreeing with Gary?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Geordie, I don't have your signals a little bit poor, but you keep going off, mate. Can you go on somewhere else so we can hear you a bit more clearer?
I'll just go my pitch from Southfield Green and
Aye, so he's agreeing with you, Gary. He's basically saying, it could have been tied up in the 90 minutes. Should have been. It is, but I just personally think in the 90 minutes, anybody can come back into the game. Whereas when it comes to the penalties, it's due to them penalties alone,
It is, but remember when England played a couple of years back, was Geordie still there?
Go on, Geordie.
Saying that match itself, win the charity shield or the community shield, whatever they call it now. But it's not a proper competition, is it? It's 2 teams getting for the season, man. It doesn't make a difference whether you win or lose it. No offense.
Nah, you're right. It doesn't. It's but it's still nice to win. But you're right.
Oh, people that support us, the genuine supporters, spend the hard money doing to Wembley.
Aye. It is a bit deflating when you especially with the way that our day went yesterday. We didn't get in until half time. That's how late we were. Chris Dobie saying, "How are you, Dave, lad? Get stuck into them." He's wanting you to give us some grief. Chris, ring the show up, mate. Listen, Geordie, thanks for calling the show. You've confirmed that it's working. I mean, your signal was a little bit bad, but
I wanted to say it was for you. That was all.
Spot on, mate. Thank you, and thanks for watching the show. We appreciate it, pal.
No problem.
Cheers, Mara. Ta-ra, bye.
Take care, mate. Yeah, it works. You know, when this builds up, it'll be class that, won't it? Won't it, though? Get them in and get them going and that. We'll let it do this regular, man, Gary, because that's why, you know, like, not so many tune in tonight because we're just hitty missy. It's just Chris obviously says I would, but it would cost a fortune from Egypt. Neighbor, Chris, enjoy Egypt, mate. Jesus,
I enjoy your holder.
This hit and this shit. I don't know how he's feeling now in Egypt. It'll be red hot there. Leicester signed Bowen Notte from Brighton on loan. West Ham signed Tabido, an agreed deal for Wan-Bissaka. Getting a good signing in Wan-Bissaka, like.
Definitely. Like I said, I think West Ham's done some mint business. I think they'll be Villa at the weekend. I really do. Who's their manager now?
Who?
West Ham.
I got the sacked thingy, didn't it? 2 minutes.
Who did they bring in? And Brian Farber. Lopetegui. Aye, so that's the old Wolves manager.
Right.
I think they're gonna have a mint season. They're obviously spending money, so I think they're gonna be hard to beat, mate.
Aye,
I really do. I think they're gonna push, and I think I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say I think they'll make game for top 6, top 8, get in Europe. I really do.
Well, have they been there or thereabouts, haven't they? Really?
I think.
It's just, you know, it's.
But I love the commitment that they actually, like, they can see that they're nearly there, and they've went and bought a mint striker. Obviously, he was leading the line for Germany at times in the Euros. Done mint for Dortmund in the Champions League, and for him to take that step from Dortmund back down to that level, so they must have like invested him and tell them like they've got a good plan, because otherwise, why would he do it? He was playing for Dortmund.
I know the Premier League's got a lot to offer, though, hasn't it? It's, you know, it's
what money?
I think everybody probably wants to play the Premier League at some point.
Aye, no, definitely.
I think it gets the more coverage than all of our countries combined. You know what I mean? So they might use it as a step to get to where they want to be, or they might come because it's a challenge, because it's a hard league. You know, you might be absolutely fantastic in Spain and come to England and be nowhere near as good as what you thought you were. That's
seeing it happen. We're like
lots of times.
What do we think about Anthony Gordon? Do people think they're going to keep him? There's a lot of hearsay about maybe he's like Liverpool, but he's played pre-seasons and stuff. Like, is it just rumours, or what are the Toon fans reckon on here? Do you reckon he's staying, or?
I think he's staying. Like, he's.
Yeah.
Aye. Do you know what I kind of understand? Like, Everton fans totally got on his back, you know, and since he's come to Newcastle, honestly, on my timeline alone, there's always pictures of him like sitting with kids and talking to kids and having photos, and he's in normal places. He's in you know, like he doesn't like think his stomach. He's obviously doing earth and a nice kid. So I don't know. I think it'll be a massive, massive loss for him if they lost him. And then the shared yesterday. There's nothing quite like seeing Anthony Gordon scoring at St James's Park. I didn't think that they would put that out if they had any intention of selling them, because it would cause absolute uproar. I think what he said about the Liverpool Stadium being the best for atmosphere was a massive dig at Everton, getting back at them. Not that he wanted to potentially go in there. I just think that he said that to get at Everton because he's had a lot of grief off them, hasn't he? So we'll see. But I don't think he leaves this season. Definitely not. I think he's got to.
I think he owes it to Newcastle. I think because, like, when he came from Everton, like, obviously they were like doing in the dumps, and then Newcastle's like brought him back, and he sat like the first like 6 months out, didn't he? Really, just sitting on the bench waiting for his chance, and then he gets in, and then all of a sudden. That's when he hit his form, and then he went away. I think it was with the under 21s, and then he come back like a total different player last year, and now he just looks like an absolute world beater. I think the only thing for him, like his confidence, which you're probably hoping it doesn't, is he went away with England, and just wasn't used, which I thought was absolute criminal, which we're probably going to get on to that. We're going to get into that.
Come on to that fairly soon.
Yeah, I mean,
unless anybody's got any more transfer news for involving Newcastle, Sunderland, whoever, I'll flick through these quickly. That's not true, lads. History, lads, history. Martin Gallen, if you didn't talk about Man United all the time, you might get people ringing the number, but what's the point? You're biased. You ring up them and we'll talk about the tune. Oh, well, you've got plenty to say on here. Get on the phone now. Let's have a bit crack, Gallen.
we'll talk about Trafalgar Square if you want, eh?
How many points have Chelsea got? I couldn't tell you, Terry, to be honest, mate. It's all fake money to avoid FFP. Martin Gallen, local people support Ashington, Blythe, the Toons, Sunderland. Go plug your show down, Manchester, if that's all you want to talk about. You see, this is my pet hate, with the Toon fans, is that, when you start speaking and, from being the gun, you support Man United. Wait, where are you from? Are you from the West End in Newcastle?
Benwell.
Where are you from? Ashington. Support Ashington then? You support Newcastle because it's glory. They're in the Premier League. Yes or no? Yes, 100%. You support Newcastle because of the closest team. They're in the Premier League, so you're looking for a bit of glory, mate. If you were talking about supporting loyal clubs, local clubs, then support Ashington. Aye. Don't blame.
If you supported Morecambe, he wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Don't blame Sancho. You can have him if you want, Toby. Oh, wait, dear lad, get stuck in him when we've read that. I would have read that. Well, that's R2D2. What does that mean? Is that code for something, Gary?
R2D2. That's him off Star Wars, isn't it? R2D2. Isn't it?
I haven't got a clue. I haven't got as much money as you and Gallen. I wish I was a pun 90. I tell you, Neil, you're a millionaire there for throwing bloody arrows at a dartboard, man. Are you dripping like an egg buddy in that shed, son? I am. I'm sweating. I'm going to get in there. The answer going to recognize us. Twice the money, 7 times if you're going to the fake United. West Ham got a good squad this season, says Chris Doby. Jody Turnbull, who's obviously Johnny Birchall. You all right, Johnny lad? Gallen's millionaire, man, Doby. Oh, Gallen's a millionaire, man, Doby. That's what he means. But we've seen it all before. Johnny, stop hiding behind your lass's Facebook, man. Absolutely bollocks. Have 60 days to fill the papers or clickbaits. Gallen only used it for the pigeon groups. Jack Barnes is written out. I don't know why it comes up like that. Jody Turnbull, I sport me legs. No, I'm not reading that shite, Johnny. How it's got to be better than that. Was that R2D2 man lagging on Jody phone call? Jeez.
All right.
Joke's gone, man, lads. Hey, all right, lads. All right, Johnny, lad. Turbo, ring the show, man. How are Turbo? Get on. Give everybody a good big crack. We'll get the Turbo on. Right, England, Gary.
Where do we start?
Where do we start
in England?
Jesus.
Anyone that's got any views on... I mean, first of all, I think we've just got to see how we've got to another final. I think you've got to say mint again, what England fans has been through the last 3-4 tournaments. We've done absolutely mint, but it's just that heartache again, isn't it? You get to the final step, but you know what I mean. I spoke to Scottish people and Irish people, when I was away in America and watching the game. They were you know what it is, again. We would die to be in your position, again. You're just getting that far into every tournament football, again, and he's just complaining when he's losing finals, as if you should be it's a given that you should win it, sort of thing. And I'm well, because we feel we've got the potential. And they're well, And how about, like, how you really, though? Like, Spain's, like, by far the best team in that tournament. And they were. Like, if we're totally honest, Spain were the best team in that tournament. Didn't shake a head. They were. Spain played the best football in that tournament by a million miles. So go on then, say what you feel.
Say what I feel.
Go on.
Right, hold on.
I can see you disagree.
Yeah, hold on. Right. Spain started with Laporte at the back. Yeah. Unai, Simon in nets. Carvajal and Cucurella as fullbacks. A 16-year-old kid on the wing. And Morata up front. On the bench, they had the likes of Marino, Joselu, Ferran Torres, Navas. England, yeah, had a potential Ballon d'Or winner, had the best centre attacking midfielder in the world. They had some up-and-coming absolute belters. They've got a out-and-out winger there, Bukayo Saka. This is just the starting lineup. But what is criminal about this is on the bench, they had Cole Palmer, who was potentially the best player in the Premier League last season. Ollie Watkins came on in the semi-final, but made one run, put it in the bottom corner. Exactly what a striker should be doing. Yeah? You got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who, like, no doubt about it, put him in centre defensive midfield, and, like, he didn't play ever well. But put him at right back, and for Liverpool, he's been absolutely outstanding. Yeah? And then you've got the likes of Anthony Gordon, not even getting this absolute sniff of getting on the pitch yet. Was it the Euro under-21s the season before and was the player of the tournament. Played outstanding for Newcastle all season. Not only does he score and can pass, but he also defends just as much. You've got all this in your hands, and you let the likes of Joselu, Morata, and whatnot dictate play. You seen what happened? You know, like when we went 1-goal down against the Netherlands and we turned it on. They couldn't cope with it. And this is what everybody's been saying from the app for the last 2 tournaments before this one. We would have been Euro and World Cup champions before this had we just went and attacked the teams. But the difference, every single time that we're going ahead, right? If we go ahead, we sit back and we'll let them come at us. If we go behind, then we're like the Free Lions come out and nobody can get anywhere near us. They cannot take the pace. They cannot.
So who will blame them for that, though? Who will blame them for it?
Well, it's got to come from the manager, hasn't it?
Well,
the players are obviously doing what the manager says.
No, but he's coming in, he's saying, he's gone, I didn't tell the players to drop back and defend. Like so when we went behind against Spain in that final, right? Right, after half-time, we come out, we'll blow them away for 20 minutes, we'll get the goal, and then the players just drop off. And you're thinking, just gone for it. Like, it's the same players, gone for it. And they didn't, they drop off. And
you're telling me, Gary, you're telling me that they drop off naturally.
I think they're bot losses. I think they're bot losses.
Oh.
I do.
Have a look at the statistics of the players who are playing, man. They're not attacking players. That's all they know what to do is attack. That's why they're shit when we defend, because they don't know how to defend. The players that are playing are attacking players. Bellingham was in a Real Madrid team who were beating teams 4-5-0 every game.
I don't believe it.
Foden has never hardly spent any time in his own half. He's not attacking for Man City. Saka, he just takes players on for fun day in, day out. That's what he does.
I do not believe the manager shooting across and saying you need to sit back when they get 1-1, because I think he thinks they're going to win the game. I do not believe it. I think it's the
100%, Gary. If you didn't believe it, I'll tell you what to do then, right? Can you remember the first game? They were sitting for nails each, man. They're sitting at nails each. They're keeping it nails each to snatch a goal at the end. And then, like, so the other team kind of get into it. But they play every game, right, to get to 75, 80 minutes at noughts each, and then they release it and try and score in the last few where it shocks them and they kind of get back into it. But if it just so happens that the other team scores against you, then that's when you see them doing what they would be doing at 75, 80 minutes. Comes with them straight away. And as soon as they get back into it, as soon as they take a lead, they're going back to plan A, and they just sit and think they're good enough to control.
I know what you're saying, but I do think like at that point, where we said ourselves, you should have been making them changes. Where at that point, when you can 1-1 and you've got 15 minutes to go, and they're blown, then they make the substitutions, which is going to attack you, and you can see that they're going for it. Then that's when you throw your cards. And you go, right, it's 15, 20 minutes, shit or bust. We're in this final, right, where you throw war cards and you throw Gordon, you throw whoever you've got, and you throw the kitchen sink at them. Can't come off anywhere. Just throw it at them. And he didn't. I get that. I get it. But, like, I still think, like, to get to the final again is really good. But it's frustrating because we should have won it. And but I do blame. I still blame. I'm not going to have. And I'm not going to agree that the players on the pitch are told you can't go and win that game of football, because I think that's bullshit. Because I think if you're still playing football and you're on that pitch playing, I disbelieve that the manager saying you're not allowed to score a goal. They're just passing the ball and they were shit. That's what it was.
Gary, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Gareth Southgate isn't going to say to them, didn't score a goal. Gareth Southgate is going to say to them, control the game. By controlling the game,
control the game and win it. You can control the game and win it.
Possession.
But like
that's what it means, possession. And every single day in training, they train how to retain possession, and that's what they do. They think they're good enough to retain possession, but they're not. You just said with the best team in the body color. The best team did not win the Euros, in my opinion. Turkey was the best team in that Euros by a long way. And they were the most entertaining team in that Euros, in my opinion.
Look at Declan Rice for Arsenal last season. He was excellent. Where was he for England? He was passing balls across the back of his own 18-yard box to the opposition. Like, did he have one good game for England? He was shit.
Right then. So he didn't have a good... Right, so listen to this, right? Listen to this. Listen to what I'm saying to you here, right? So you've got... all these players are not having a good game, right? So if we win it, and we win every game, right, then you can say, well, he doesn't need to make the substitutions because, like, they were meant the players that won the field, but they weren't. They were shit. They were shit. The players that won the field were shit. So why has he not made the substitutions?
Because they got through the games. That's what it was. It was because they got through the games. And it's tournament football. That's what he thought. He thought, we've gotten all the way to another final with the same team. Again, this time we might just win it. I think that's what he honestly thought.
Exactly, and that's why he's fucking useless and no good for England. And I tell you now, right, 100 million%, right, rewind to the beginning of June, right, sack Gareth Southgate and give Pep Guardiola 35 million for the Euros alone, just the Euros. There's 35 million, Pep. Can win us the Euros. We are Euro 2024 champions now. 100 million%. I'm telling you.
Gallon, more straight into
Let's see what they're saying here. England, where do I start? Melly wasn't allowed to go. Hugo Daly. I hope that's Hugh Daly because he's my good pal from London. I hope you're all right, mate. He says, I agree. That's why Southgate would be perfect for Man U. I swear to God, honestly, I've said it all along. If he ever ends up with Man United, I'll not go back there. Like, I'm telling you, not a chance. Anyway, Gareth was a defender, so he allows it, says Billy Noble. Dave Armstrong says, was criminal Gordon not starting, lads? Southgate could have went down in history and he bottled it. That's the only good thing that's come out of losing it. He will not be knighted. Can you imagine him? Sir Gareth Southgate.
I'd rather he was.
Nah. In 100 years' time, the kids looking back and, who's that Sir Gareth Southgate? It must have been really good. He would have been the worst manager to win anything. Honestly, the man's an absolute. He seems like a nice guy. Didn't get his rank, but he's just football-wise. Jesus, you two have been playing Football Manager too much. Kane's legs are gone now. Are gone for England now. Like he's running in mud. Fair enough. I agree, and he didn't have the best of tournaments, but
you know what it is. like people are not like it. Mourinho won titles and titles and titles playing worse football than Gareth Southgate. You'll either like it or you'll hate it, but that's a fact. It's a fact.
Like
Chelsea won.
what?
Chelsea won.
Football.
Chelsea won Premier League titles playing shit football, and they crossing balls in, and they were scoring 90th minute winners for fucking years with Drogba, John Terry, and that coming in at the back post. Chelsea, you look through Chelsea's results. 2-1s, 2-1s, 1-0s, 1-0s. And it was scruffy fucking wins for 4, 5, 6 seasons under Mourinho. Shit. Until he got Iron Robin and Damien Duff. And then that's when it changed and started being a little bit more direct. They were mint. Before that, they won football playing shit. And if you can win tournament football, I'm not gonna.
That might be totally wrong, but
I'm not gonna.
I remember watching his Chelsea and thinking it was boring.
I'm not defending Gareth Southgate. What I'm saying is England's done mint to get to another final. He should have made the changes, and we bottled it ultimately. When it went to 1-1, we were the best team on the pitch by a million miles. They were shitting themselves, but they made the substitutions. We didn't.
That's what
happened. They made the subs. We didn't. They wanted to win.
Billy's saying he got sacked from Burrowman for fuck's sake. The England talk nearly as bad as Man U talk. Honestly, I don't know. He's just Joe is the man for the job. He would win something for England. I would have him at the Toon. It's not the best of football, but would win something. I think he's going to end up at the Toon because I think that Eddie Howe will go to England. Like,
Wait, Lee Carsley's in Romania.
At England.
Aye. Another yes man.
No, yes, man. How did Gareth Southgate actually get the job? Was it because we were Sam Allardyce and it was an absolute?
No, he was under 21.
All right, then he came.
So he was under 21.
You know what? Maybe like he has steadied the ship behind the scenes, and that's what's needed. But football-wise, you can't tell me you've enjoyed watching England, mate. You know, like in the friendlies and the what do you call it? You haven't. Like it's boring football. When we've
it is. But it's the finals and finals
in the world. Why not come out, unleash, get 3 out up, and then sit back? I just didn't get it.
Melly,
I get it.
Like I get what you're saying, right? But if you watch Real Madrid for the last 5 years, right, how many Champions Leagues have they won?
Real Madrid
in the last 5 seasons?
2,
probably more. Maybe it's been battered off the park, right? Battered off the park of Man City on numerous occasions, Bayern Munich, other teams, and look who's won it. That's tournament football. Like
that's the difference between Ancelotti and Southgate. Ancelotti went and won it. Southgate never does.
But that's having players in the place where they should be. That's having players.
And the Rise Sir Edward Howe, like, yeah, he's a nice kid. Again, it's kind of, I think, the same kind of manager in a runnable kind of way. He's not a winner. Eddie Howe's not a winner. He's a yes man. He's a nice guy. He does play a little bit better football in my eyes, but he doesn't make substitutions. He's exactly the same.
No, yes, that's what I mean. Like it's
he's not like he is gonna end up gone, I think, but it's not. I don't think it's who we need. I'd much rather Graham Potter, if I'm being honest, between the two. Him or Eddie Howe would be Graham Potter for me. I don't know. He's got a nice system. Him, you know, like, and when it clicks, they play good football.
Decent stuff.
And he had his plan.
And we've seen it. You know, you can have all the best players in the world. You can have all the right structures. You can have everything, but there's no guaranteed in football. It's 11 on 11, and on that day, anything can happen. It doesn't mean you're not guaranteed to win a game of football. You're just not.
Yeah.
It's about moments in the game. Like, look us, yes, like, you know what I mean? Like, Rashford had 2 brilliant chances, what other chances, and you didn't take them. You didn't win games. You lose like that, and that's football.
Right, that's a weird game.
It's the way it goes.
For me, Gary, if you've got the players, like, I would just say, look, 45 minutes at the full tick. Let's get 2 or 3 goals. So you're coming in at half time. You've got a nice little barrier. You know, you can make changes if you need to make changes at 60 minutes, and you've got 3-goal barrier. Do you know what I mean? Devin like sit and wait for the 75th, 80th minute and try and nick it, because we've seen it any amount of times. The nick a goal and then your backs are against the wall, and then we should have went out against, was it Slovakia or Slovenia, when Bellingham scores that last minute 20-second goal. We should have really been then, to be fair. So we did well to get to the final, but in all honesty, we did well to get out the group, because the group stages was the worst football I've ever seen in my life. This guy must be jet lagged, mate. I'll do this and then we'll go and see that you're getting grief. Jurgen Klopp was my choice. Why on earth you would ever want a German managing an English football team is beyond me.
No chance.
No chance. Honestly, I'd rather. I'm not even going to say his name, honestly.
Bin Laden.
Listen, thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you next Sunday. Cheers, Gary, lad.
Neighbour, see you later, Mara.
Take care, lads.
See you later, lads.
See you, everybody.
Yeah, boy.